So good evening if you're joining us on YouTube, and lovely to see folks on Zoom too. So this evening we're going to carry on the work with You Ran To Me. I'm sorry I've not put stuff on. I'm afraid, I think I mentioned last time, I managed to break my finger, and since since that rehearsal I've then got to see the doctor, who's told me, don't you play the piano and keep away from it. So I'm sorry, it's rather kind of scuppered my music making and general, use for the last couple of weeks. So yeah, it's slightly trickier to do stuff at the moment. But thankfully, hopefully, it's not going to be all that much longer, and I'll be raring to go again with full use of the hand. So this evening, we're going to continue with You Ran To Me, and we also started last week, or last time we met rather, a song called Over My Head, which is this old spiritual, which with a really lovely arrangement. And I thought it'd be really nice to have a look at a pair of spirituals. We've not really kind of dived into very much of the kind of that world. And so I found another spiritual which I think is really really lovely, called There Is More Love Somewhere. There's a spiritual I wasn't dreadfully familiar with prior to coming across it, but I think it's very singable, and the arrangement is lovely. So I think as a pair of spirituals, I think they'll will work really really nicely, because they're both quite short and sweet. So why don't we get ourselves warmed up, and then we'll crack on. So why don't we get the back nice and tall, and think about being good and upright, and that kind of space above of the head. Feel free to stand if you prefer to. I'm going to remain sat so I can try and play without using my fingers as much as I can. So we're just going to begin with a lovely warm rich hum, and by warm rich hum what I mean is really feel the resonance in the cheeks and in the head. So we're thinking about that lovely buzzy feeling as we sing. So simply the scale now. Still thinking about the lovely buzzy feeling we had with a hum, but now going to introduce that into our ooh as well. So we've still got the buzziness and the richness of the resonance of the hum, but keeping it through the ooh. This time we're going to sing ooh ee, so an ooh and an e on each pitch. So ooh ee, 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 ooh lovely. Let's move to here. Getting my old little favourite pattern. Ooh, ee, ah. just around that arpeggio. But what we're going to do is, you might remember this, I don't think we've done it for a while. We're going to grab the sound, imagining you grabbing the sound at your diaphragm. And then we're going to take the sound forward and drag it forward into this lovely warm ooh. So, ooh. Then we're going to grab the sound again at the diaphragm. We're going to take it up and out and wide for the E. So the E is not a narrow E, but a lovely wide, broad E, almost like it's coming out the temples. E. And then the R, we're going to grab the sound again. We're going to take it over the top of the head and out forward. So the R's coming out the crown. Ah. So those three together you have. Ooh, ee, ah. Okay, so let's put those together. Great. And you might find as you do that with the hands, it's really useful for our singing to really involve physicalizing our singing. There's something really freeing, and it kind of goes beyond just those two little folds of the larynx, but actually becomes a full body experience, which of course is really what we're headed towards. So I mentioned we're going to have a look at a new spiritual this evening. After introducing Over My Head last week, what we'll do, I think, is have a read through it together. And so this has got with a track, and so we'll go from beginning to end, and then we'll break it down, and I'll have a look at it in a bit more detail as we go along. But for now, let's have a read through it together. So this is. Oh.
Hey there, get ready to clap on
There's more love
1,
somewhere. I'll just jump it.
4.
There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep
So I think it's a really lovely, lovely tune. It's such a simple little melody, but I think it's really, really lovely. So let's have a look at it in a bit more, in slightly more detail. So rather than the video, I'm just going to share with you the music on the screen. Okay, so you can see we start in unison. There's to all intents and purposes, a 4-bar introduction, and then we sing, "There is more love somewhere." Let's sing that together. There is more love somewhere. Good. Now, with my my kind of northern British accent, particularly on words like love, which, depending how northern I'm feeling on a particular day, it might be quite a dark vowel. Here, our love wants to be a really good, bright, more southern, mid-Atlantic love. There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. And because it's spiritual, she's kind of got its roots. These spirituals have kind of got their roots kind of linked really with that kind of jazz, the emergence of jazz, and so we really want to be feeling beat 2 and beat 4, and you can see that in the melody here. There is more love. So more love. The love is the important part really, and that's arriving on beat 2, and then somewhere, and the weight's coming on the 4th beat. So we kind of want to avoid really putting too much weight on the where, but much more on the some, and to some degree, a little more weight on the love than the more. And there is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. Very singable melody, isn't it? And let's do all that once more together. 2, 3. There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. Okay, great. Now, the only other thing to mention here, because it's pertinent for all the other verses as well, is there is. I want to separate the there, the R of the there, and the start of is. There's a gentle glottal there, so avoiding there is, so no riz in it. There is more love, there is more. So it's ever so slightly pointed on the is, but not in so much as it's going to get in the way of your melody and your phrasing. The second verse then, we move from love to hope. And you can see there's moments of harmony here. So for sopranos, as you were, there is more love. Sorry, there is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere, etc. Altos, you stay down on the second phrase, so you begin. And then the where note is the same note for the there is. There is more hope somewhere. So those two phrases together. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. Then you join with sopranos on the melody for the remainder there. Gentlemen, you're singing harmony from the beginning here. It looks similar, but you're working in parallel to the sopranos and altos. There is more hope somewhere. And tenors continue. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere. Okay, so just the final phrase there, going back to harmony. The tenors, there is more hope somewhere. Okay. Basses then. So starting in unison with the tenors. The third phrase is unison with everyone else. And then the final phrase begins in unison with the tenors, but then of course just breaks into harmony towards the end there. So basses, let's read all of this together. And there is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere. Okay. Well, let's all sing that together. I'll sing along in a variety of parts, but I'll play them all. So let's read this together. So sopranos and altos, tenors and basses, 2, 3. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere. Okay, which then leads to the final verse. You can see we're breaking into thicker harmony here. We're going to start with the basses, who have. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. Okay, altos, the same 4 bars. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. Altos and basses together. So alto, bass. I'll sing with the altos. 2, 3. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. Okay, tenors. You start with the tune, but now at the same pitch sopranos and altos were singing it earlier on. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. That's a great part to sing for you, tenors. It's in a really lovely place for you to indulge yourselves. Let's do it once more, tenors. There is more joy somewhere. There. Oop, beg your pardon. Let's just do that once more together. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. Okay. And finally, sopranos, you're now moving to a part that's pretty similar to what the tenors had earlier on. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. Sopranos will carry on. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere, etc. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. They're sopranos. Tenors, let's read on the same part together. So this is just going into bar 27. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere. It's worth just noting there two things really, tenors. With the rhyl here towards the end means your the resolution, you get that lovely suspension at the end, and the resolution comes quite a long way. It feels longer than a beat and a half before you go down to your F. And the second thing to mention is that lovely A natural there. It gets a little juicy with your so for you tenors that means till I find it, there is more. So it kind of almost feels like a blue note, doesn't it? There is more, but it's written as that natural there. So going up for your blue moment. Basses. Let's have a look at this is for you going into bar 27. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere. Which is only leaving altos going into bar 27. So I'm gonna keep 2, 3. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere. Okay. why don't we try the whole of the third verse together with the track. Let me just share the way in which I'm swap the way in which I'm sharing that with you, so we can do that. Okay, so hopefully this is just leading us into the third verse.
There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere.
Okay, great. Now we're going to go back to the second verse. Yeah, let's go into it from there. So it's a little run into the second verse, and then we'll keep going to the end, and then we'll run right from the very beginning.
Of somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere.
Okay, great. Well, why don't we go right from the very beginning, and we'll run this from the top.
There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. I'm
Wonderful. There we go. It's nice, isn't it? I hope you enjoyed singing that. I think it's a very singable little piece. So we're going to visit the other spiritual that we introduced last time we met later on to finish with. But before that, let's have a look at You Ran to Me. I'll pop the music on the screen for you. We won't need to spend too long on this, I'm sure. So you remember tenors and basses. Tenors as best as you can down in this low octave. Feel free to mime it if you need to. You have. Oh, 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 oh. Now, just to mention about the very start of the note, it's almost like it's a whoa, but less formed. So not a glottal oh, but neither is it whoa, but somewhere between those two. Whoa. So it's kind of got a little soft start to that note, because it's much more effect than anything else. And so there's the repeat that's marked here. So tenors, basses, obviously get that twice. Sopranos. Let's have a look at the chorus. So you then have. Then you. Well, let me select the right screen, and then I can turn the pages. Let's try that again. One and. Then you ran to me with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, though I'm weak. You gave this heart a home. You gave this life new hope. You ran to me. Okay. So that's hopefully good and straightforward. Now we've looked at that a number of times. Altos, let's just sing through your part once as well. So then you, one and then you ran to me with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, though I'm weak. You gave this heart a home. You gave this life new hope. You ran to me. Now, if there's any mezzo sopranos amongst us who often sing the alto part, you can kind of take your pick, really, altos, as to what's more comfortable for you, whether you want to go up the octave, you ran to me, or down, you ran to me. But I'll leave that with you to make that choice. This is what you prefer to do there. Tenors. Then you. For everybody, just make sure the then isn't too long, so the you really has that syncopated feel. Then you. There's no flabby you about it. One and. Then you ran to me with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, though I'm weak. You gave this heart a home. You gave this life new hope. You ran to me. Great. For everyone, you see there's a diminuendo marked on the final me. But throughout that diminuendo, I just encourage you to think about spinning the sound through here. So that's to say, imagine you've got a ball balancing on the breath coming out of the mouth. And so as you're singing, we're aiming for that ball to spin, and you're going to really aim for it to be at its peak spin here, and the kind of second, going into the second bar of the me. You ran to me. So really, if I was to be very fussy in the way I was writing the dynamics, I might have moved that diminuendo to there and had a slight crescendo there. If that makes sense. So we've got this real sense of movement through the me, aiming towards the end of bar 28, beginning of bar 29, and then away. So basses, with that in mind, let's have a look at your part. One and. Then you ran to me with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, though I'm weak. You gave this heart a home. You gave this life new hope. You ran to me. Okay. So the final thing to mention here is just about the syncopations. There's an awful lot of them throughout here. So we've mentioned the first one, then you. So a good short then. And then ran to me, always sitting in the gaps of the pulse there. Then you ran to me, and then carries on in a similar vein with a short with, and then early arms, with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. So throughout all of that, you got very little which is actually on the main pulse. Only the first note, then, with, call, and home. But otherwise, you're sitting in the gaps. Oh, two as well as there, isn't it? Let's try all of that with the track. Those tricky times when all seemed dark, and I've been walking away from you. City lights, shiny things had caught my eye, pulling me away from you. Then you ran to me with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, though I'm weak. You gave this heart a home. You gave this life new hope. You ran to me. Home. Okay, this seems like a good this seems like a good spot just to stop for a moment, because you can hear there's some haze and some claps and some stamps going on. So these arrive after the O's for sopranos and altos, and it comes there's a stamp on the second quaver of the bar, followed by a clap on beat 2. So you get oh, stamp, clap. Oh, stamp, clap. Oh, stamp, clap. Oh, stamp, clap. It sounds slightly better when you're not saying stamp, clap as well, I think. So we've got the stamp, clap. And then we're going to add a hey with the stamp, but not on the clap. And just to keep you on your mettle, we don't do the hey after the fourth O. Okay, so that's oh hey, oh hey, oh hey, oh no hey. So good luck with that. I'm sure it'll work a treat. Although we might have a solo hey on the fourth time, I realise, but we shall see. So let's go. This is I'll play from the end of the first chorus, going into verse 2, and we can just give that a go, sopranos, altos, with the tenors and basses and the O's.
This life you hope you ran to me.
Here we go. You call me home to be with you. You call me child, joyful at my return. I'm overwhelmed by your grace. I don't deserve this precious, wondrous gift. Yet you ran to me with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, though I'm weak. You gave this heart a home. You gave this life new hope. You ran to me. Great. The final, just an extra thing just to mention, just in terms of our clarity of text. As we go to, you'll notice the first verse, the very first word is then. Going into the second chorus, that changes to yet. And then the final chorus changes to for. So you just have to watch out for that, because it's easy to miss that. The other thing is on though I'm weak, do make sure the K's there. It doesn't need to be your strongest K in the world, but just a nice clipped K. Otherwise, it doesn't make very much sense, and it's not necessarily very pleasant. So our oohs then, going into from bar 60, sopranos have ooh. By now you'll know I'm a big fan of this lovely swell and away, particularly as we're falling. So sopranos, you have that once, twice, thrice, before you move on. Altos, again, you have a repeated pattern. Ooh. Basses, you're the same as the altos there. And tenors throughout the whole of this section, you're just on that one note on the C. I'm really looking for that to be beautifully well placed, because everything else kind of hinges around you, tenors. So that we want your very best tuning of that C there. At bar 72, as we build through the R's, sopranos have and really let the crescendo grow right to the bar line there. Altos. Altos and basses, you're almost exactly the same, except basses you're going to start your little riff towards the end of it. So altos and basses together. leaving tenors. So you got a big old jump. Then we're back into familiar territory to the end. Let's have a quick look at the choir 2 parts before we run the whole thing. So the choir 2 parts really acts as almost like the heavenly voices here, with some oohs and ahs, and we'll add some really lovely texture. I've said it before, but just to repeat, the choir 1 is the most important part, and for those who would like to, if you'd like to also send a choir 2 recording, that'd be lovely. But choir 1's the kind of most important. So sopranos is quite straightforward for you here. 2 bars on the C. So just select that. You ran to me. And then unison for that last phrase there. So it alternates. So we've got 4 bars of ooh, 4 bars of ah, 4 bars of ooh, 4 bars of ah, and before the you run to me. Altos. Alternatively, the lower part here, and I've said that as an alto part. It might be some sopranos might like to sing the middle part as well. But alto is looking at the middle part this time. Carrying on. You ran to me. Finally, tenors. This D, don't be put off that it crunches. You can on the 9th of the chord, so you can get the juicy note. Let me just play those G moments on the piano for you. So this is the final bar of the page as you see it. Okay. And then there's lots of repetition there. There's no real surprises until the very end. And there's a slight change here for sopranos. This is bar 96. And back to normal. So it's just that kind of one little descant moment. We'll sail above the texture. Okay, so with all that in mind, let's go right from the very beginning. I'll leave it with the both the music with both choir parts on, so you can see, you can take your pick. Susie asked about when we'll to send this in. Thanks, Susie. So my thought was sorry, I was looking at the diary. Yeah, so in 3 weeks' time, just shy of in 3 weeks. So we'll have a bit of an overlap then between next thing and deadline for this. So hopefully that gives us plenty of time, and hopefully that'll just give me my finger time to heal up as well, and so I can crack on. So it's slightly longer than usual, but given my finger, it'll just need a little bit of time for that. So let's go. And the other question Susie asked, which I'll just reply to now as well. Thanks, Susie. Was about summer holidays. So my intention is to go through in the summer, except I'm away on my holidays on the 19th of July. And then we'll so it's that one rehearsal on the 19th of July, and then we'll be able to meet in August. That would be meeting on the 2nd, which I'm aware is in the UK is a bank holiday, and then on the 16th and 30th. I wonder whether would it affect people dreadfully if we changed weeks. I'm just thinking, rather than as because in August that we'd be hitting both bank holidays. I'm wondering whether we shift to the 9th and the 23rd, and then we're not. It's not impacting on people's bank holidays so much. It would also mean then our first rehearsal in September would be arriving on the 6th of September, which might make a bit more sense as that being the beginning of the school term. Does that sound all right with folks? I'm sorry, you're over there, which is why I'm looking to the side. Okay, we'll trust that's okay. Right, so let's give it a bash, shall we? From the very beginning. There's tricky times when all seemed dark, and I've been walking away from you. City lights, shiny things had caught my eye, pulling me away from you. Then you ran to me with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, the one you gave this heart a home, you gave this life new hope. You ran to me. Home to be with you. You call me child, joyful at my return. I'm overwhelmed by your grace. I don't deserve this precious, wondrous gift, yet you ran to me with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, the one you gave this heart a home, you gave this life new hope. You ran felt so far from you. Your arms stretched out with life anew. By your grace gave me a chance. Your arms stretched wide upon the tree, now wrapped around in love for me. Your arms flung wide in love for me. What once was lost now is found. What once was empty is full and overflows. I had no voice, but now I sing. I had no tune, now it rises from within. For you ran to me with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, though I'm weak. You gave this heart a home. You gave this life new hope. You ran to me. Excellent, great. Thank you very much. Yeah, just having a look at the chat. Thank you. Thanks everyone. I'll send you an email and I'll pop it on the website. But I'll send you a bumper email with all the dates on, so you've got all of those. Just to finish up with, let's see. I won't run it, but let's have a sing through the spiritual that we introduced last week with Over My Head.
Hey there. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's sing.
Ready, sing.
Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a joy somewhere. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a joy somewhere. Over my head, I hear singing everywhere. Over my head, I hear singing everywhere. Over my head, I hear singing everywhere. There must be a joy somewhere. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear singing everywhere. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a joy. There must be a joy. There must be a joy somewhere.
Wonderful. Thank you all so much. It's been great to see you all and to sing with you this evening. Thanks for giving up your time to be here. And yeah, so I look forward to seeing you in a fortnight's time, but I'll send you a big email with all the dates and upcoming stuff on it. I'll also send you a link. I was put together a little form with some questions just about should we, or when we do, look to do a live in-person event, and just trying to figure out when's going to be. There's a number of different ways we could do it, so it'd be great to get your thoughts on that. So there'll be a link in that too. Wonderful. Well, should we close by sharing the grace in our usual chaotic way together? May the grace
Lord Jesus Christ,
Love
the
of
love of
God,
God,
the
the
fellowship
fellowship
of
of
the
the
Holy
Holy
Spirit,
Spirit, be with us all.
evermore.
Amen.
Amen.
wonderful.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.